Hi everyone, and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at Employee Appraisal Odoo module by OpenInside. The regular assessment of human resources can bring benefits for your people as well as for your organization. The Employee Appraisal module helps you to utilize the best of your human resource pool and implement appraisal strategies to keep the motivational and performance level of your employees high. The appraisal module brings you an ability that allows you to maintain the motivational process in your company by doing periodical evaluations of your employees' performance. The module has a highly configurable workflow engine where almost no real coding is required to design any complicated process. Let's get started with our demo. Click on the Appraisals icon in the app drawer. To generate appraisal forms, first, you should configure the system based on your organization's evaluation policy and define your required criteria. To define appraisal templates and other measures, click on the Settings menu. The configurations of the module consist of three main components: appraisal templates, appraisal sections, and appraisal rates. In order to create an appraisal template, you must first start by defining appraisal rates. These rates will be used to score the specified criteria during the evaluation process. Click on that appraisal rate and then Create. As you can see, each line consists of three columns: values, name, and description. Let's see a ready example with the name standard. The values are used for the calculation of the evaluation score. The names are used to title the values and provides a brief description of each value. The descriptions are used to clarify and describe the purpose of the values. Now we will configure appraisal sections. The appraisal sections are tabs that are displayed in the evaluation form. The criteria and their scoring values are shown in these sections. Managers or employees can rate their employees' performance or personal performance through the points defined in each line of the sections based on defined criteria. To create an appraisal section, click on the Create button. As you can see, you should define a name for the section. And you should select appraisal rating type. That's why we configured appraisal rates first. Several options and settings allow you to define the section based on your organization's policy for running the evaluation process. For example, you can specify that an employee can rate his or her performance or not. And many other options like user comment, show description, show weight, and more. Then you select at what stage the manager rating is allowed. The same for the employee. You can select defined objectives enabled states. Also, you can define specific weight for each section. As you can see, there is a smart button called Questions in the upper right corner of the form. These questions are items, lines, that are displayed in the section tabs. You can create your desired questions for the evaluation process through this button. Choose a name for the appraisal question. You can specify the weight for each question. Here is a ready section called Objectives. Click on the Question Smart button to show the questions. This section have for questions. The system will automatically calculate the weight percentage for each question according to the number of defined questions and specified weights. After configuring necessary settings, it is time to create an evaluation form called Appraisal Template in this module. Click on the Create button to see the fields and options. First, you should give a name to your template, for example, Annual Appraisal. Then you have to select Result Title Rating Type. That's why we configured the appraisal rate first. After that, you should specify which sections your form contains. You can do this under the sections. You can define specific weight for each section if you will select multiple sections. Finally, and most importantly, determine that this form should be used for evaluating which job position. Click Save button. Now that we configure the necessary settings, let's see how it works. Go to the Appraisal Batches menu and then click on the Create button. Define the required fields. Input a name for appraisal batch. Select Start Date, End Date. Then, click on the Generate button. After clicking on Generate button, the system will ask you to select employees. Select the employees. And then click on the Generate button. Once the forms are generated, you should send them to the employees. By clicking on the Submit button, the forms will be sent to the employees in batches. You can access the appraisal forms via the Appraisal Smart button at the right. You can also access generated forms through the Employee Appraisal menu. After submitting the generated forms, depending on the organization's policy and implemented workflow approval, a notice will be sent to employees or managers, and then they will be able to see and complete the forms. Once the responsible person generates the appraisal form, the form should be sent to the person in question. As mentioned earlier, this can be done through the Submit button from the Appraisal Batches menu or through the Confirm button in each form. In this example, the responsible person is Mitchell Admin and the employee is Audrey Peterson. Also, Mitchell Admin is the manager of Audrey Peterson. As we saw earlier, Mitchell Admin created the form and sent it to the employees. In this case, the form has been sent to the employee Audrey Peterson, and the manager should wait for the Audrey to complete it. Now Audrey should rate her performance according to the defined criteria by clicking on the Edit button. If all the required fields are not completed, the system will display a warning message by clicking on the Approve button. Now, Audrey should do the employee rating. After completing the employee rating, she click Approve. Since in this example, Mitchell Admin is the manager, so the form will be sent to him. He also should complete and confirm the form. Now, Mitchell will do the manager rating. Then approve it. After the manager saves the form, the system calculates the final score based on the given values. Based on the defined workflow in this scenario, the HR officer should approve the results. Therefore, after approval by the manager, the form will be sent to this person. In this case, the HR officer is Mitchell Admin. So he should review and approve or reject the form. After completing all steps and approvals, the results will be visible to employees and managers based on defined policies. You can specify employees can access which part of the form or rating or the given scores by the managers are visible to employees or not. And there you have it. You've reached the end of our tutorial on the Employee Appraisal module developed by OpenInside. We hope this guide has provided you with valuable insights into how this powerful tool can streamline and enhance your employee performance evaluation process. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more of OpenInside's Odoo module tutorials, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Thank you, and see you in our next video.